You ever play a game and halfway through you realize you might actually be the villain? Not because the game told you, but because it let you think you were the hero. It lets you march forward, save the world, slay the monster, all before it pulls the rug out from under you. Today, we're talking about the games that lied to you. Games that made you feel like the good guy, but had you doing some very questionable things. Let's dive into games where you were never the hero. Number 1. Spec Ops: The Line. From its very first mission, Spec Ops: The Line sets you up like any other military shooter. You're Captain Martin Walker, on a rescue mission in a sand-swept Dubai, hunting for survivors and trying to track down the mysterious Colonel Conrad. It's standard stuff. I mean, intel pickup, squad commands, and lots of neutralize the target objectives. But something feels off. The deeper you go, the stranger things feel. Civilians start looking less like threats and more like casualties. Your squad mates start second guessing your orders, and then you reach the infamous white phosphorus monument. And you launch it, because the game gave you the tools to do so. And soldiers do what they're told. But what you don't realize, until you're walking through the wreckage, is that you've committed a massacre. You didn't just wipe out enemy forces, you incinerated civilians, families, children. From there, the game fractures. Walker starts hallucinating, dialogue becomes erratic, your squad unravels. You're no longer sure what's real. And by the end, you realize the city you were trying to save is the very one you helped destroy. But what makes it so powerful isn't just the violence, it's the way the game traps you in the illusion of choice, making you complicit in its horrors you never truly question. It doesn't scream that you're the villain straight to your face. It whispers it until you can't ignore it anymore. The thing I love about this game is that it doesn't tell, it shows. And it respects you as the player to understand what you're seeing and put together what they're trying to tell you. It's truly a masterpiece. I really do love this game. That's gonna bring us to number 2, Bioshock. Now, Bioshock isn't just a game. It's a thesis on free will, power, and the illusion of control. And it all hinges on a single phrase: would you kindly? When you start, you're dropped into Rapture. It's this underwater nightmare full of twisted ideals and genetic modification gone wrong. Atlas is the voice of reason in your head. He guides you, he tells you where to go, and he does so with some kindness that feels kind of trustworthy. You don't question it. You follow his orders, you hit every objective, and you feel like you're choosing to do so. But then you reach Andrew Ryan, and everything changes. You learn the truth. Your entire journey was manipulated. Every time Atlas said, "Would you kindly?" your character, and by extension, you, obeyed. No hesitation, no questions. Suddenly, all your agency unravels. You realize you weren't the hero of the story. You were a puppet, a passenger in your own body. And the brilliance, the game never forced you to do anything. All it had to do was ask, politely even. And what did you do? Complied. You complied, like a good video game player is supposed to do. It's a gut punch, not because it surprises you, but because it uses your habits against you. And it makes you wonder how many other games have done the same without you ever noticing. Bioshock is a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite games. Bioshock 2 is amazing. Infinite was okay. But if anything, if you've never played or heard of Bioshock by some, I don't know, catastrophe, please play Bioshock. It's a great game. All right, number 3. The Last of Us Part 2. Now, The Last of Us Part 2 opens with a heartbreak, and it spirals into rage. Joel's gone, murdered. Ellie is hollowed out by grief, and the game gives you a simple motive: revenge. So you chase it, across cities, through firefights, killing anyone in your path. The game lets you simmer in the fantasy of justice. And then, halfway through, it flips the entire perspective. You become Abby, the woman who killed Joel. At first, it feels wrong, you hate her, but slowly, through her backstory, her pain, her humanity, you start to understand. She had her reason. She lost people too. Joel wasn't a victim, he was someone else's monster that inflicted the same pain that he didn't want bestowed upon him onto somebody else, therefore continuing the cycle of pain and not breaking it, thus bringing us Abby. The game doesn't offer resolution, it offers perspective. You see how the cycle of vengeance devours everyone involved. You watch Ellie become the very thing she hates, and by the end, even she realizes this isn't justice. It's just more pain. You weren't a hero. You were a broken person doing horrible things for reasons that felt justified, and that's exactly what Abby was too. It's bold, it's decisive, but it's honest, and that honesty cuts deep. Now, regardless how you feel about The Last of Us 2 and its choice to make Abby the second main character in a playable sense, I wasn't the happiest either at the time, but now that we've had time to digest and truly understand the story, I gotta say, it's a great example of perspective is everything. You think you're the hero, but you're someone else's villain. Number 4, Undertale. Okay, at a glance, Undertale looks like a charming RPG. It's got jokes, weird little monsters, quirky dialogue. It feels lighthearted, and I'm sure you guys all know of Undertale. It needs no introduction. But behind that lightheartedness is one of the most self-aware, unsettling experiences you can have in a game. If you choose kindness, the game embraces you. It thanks you, it encourages you to keep going. But if you choose violence, not because you have to, but because you can, the game transforms. The genocide route, it doesn't just change the ending, it changes the soul of the game. Characters become terrified, bosses become brutal, and even the game's UI reacts to your choices. I mean, the menus distort, music turns haunting, the world forgets how to smile. And when you finish, the game remembers forever. You can reset your save, reinstall the game, it will always remember the choices you made. There's a moment where a character asks why you did it, why you killed everyone, and it's not framed like a villain monologue. It feels more like a friend who's genuinely hurt, thought you were in control, but Undertale was watching, and it doesn't forgive. I'm sure everyone is aware of the story of Undertale by now, so spoiler warning, skip about 15 seconds if you don't want to get spoiled, but the final boss fight with Sans, it really puts into perspective that you're not the hero, and therefore by choosing to be a genocidal maniac, your choices have very, very serious consequences. And the weight of your actions, severely tested. Great piece of gaming. I love it. Play Undertale. Number 5, Shadow of the Colossus. Now, Shadow of the Colossus is minimalist storytelling at its finest. There's no exposition dump, no detailed backstory, just you, a lifeless girl, and the promise that slaying 16 colossi will bring her back. The colossi, they're breathtaking, massive ancient creatures that roam peacefully across the land. They don't attack you unless provoked. They just simply exist. But you're determined. You climb them, stab them, bring them down. And each time, the world gets darker. Wander, your character, looks sicker. The victory feels hollow. You start questioning why you're doing this, but it's too late. You've already committed. There's no talking to the colossi, no alternate path, just more killing. And by the end, you've unleashed the very evil you were promised would be sealed away. You become a vessel for something darker than you could ever imagine. And the girl you tried to save, she wakes up alone as you fade away into nothingness. There's no closure, just consequences. The game never told you were wrong, it just made you feel it. And there's something so beautiful about a game that can effectively trigger such a visceral, just a raw emotion out of you without necessarily telling you. It just makes you feel the experience. It's something I also love in From Software games because they have much of the same concept. It's more of a show, not tell, and I love that. I really do. Shadow of the Colossus is a beautiful game. If you haven't played it, please play it. If you don't want to play it, watch someone play it. I know Jacksepticeye played it. There's videos out there. Find one. But with all that being said, games are full of lies. The good kind. The kind that makes you feel unstoppable, righteous, heroic. But the best ones, the ones that last, they let you believe the lie and then slowly show you the truth. You were never the hero, and that's what made it real. Drop a like if you've ever questioned your role in a game before, and comment with a game that made you feel guilty about it after you were done playing. Subscribe for more deep dives or content like this. Let me know what you want in the comments below. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I hope you have a great day. I've been Aura, and salud.